On the final homework of the week, September 12th, we start with drawing arrays. It says draw an array that shows 7 rows of 2. If your child's having trouble remembering rows, I would suggest as soon as we see that word rows, we make lines for each row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we can put 2 circles on each and make sure that it is equal rows and equal columns by lining up our circles on each line. Now it says write a multiplication sentence where the first factor represents the number of rows. So we know that commutative property says we can do either 7 times 2 or 2 times 7. However, this is telling us something specific. The first factor must be 7, as that represents the number of rows. And we do the same thing over here. I already explained this for an example. It says, what is the commutative property? We're learning about properties of operation this week as well as next week. I wrote, the commutative property tells us that order doesn't matter. Your child may also write that you can switch the factors and get the same product. 2 times 4 equals 8. 4 times 2 equals 8. Here we're working on unit form, which is a number, and then the word. So 2 2s, 3 2s, 2 3s. This is just getting us in the habit of understanding that 3 2s can also be written as 3 times 2. 2 3s can also be written as 2 times 3, and we solve. Write and solve multiplication sentences where the second factor now represents the size of the row. So if we need to, we can draw circles around each row or lines. Now I know that the second factor needs to be the size, 1, 2. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to get a product of 12. I challenge your child to also write a related division equation. Down below, it says find the missing factor to make each equation true. Here it's just practicing commutative property. 2 times 6 is equivalent to 6 times 2. And up here again, we're just trying to get them to explain their thinking and provide proof. So here it's saying 2 times 8 equals 8 times 2. They can use what they wrote on the front about commutative property to explain how both would give you the same product and draw a picture to show that as well. It says Tamia buys 2 bags of candy. Each bag has 7 pieces in it. Draw an array. So 2 bags would be my 2 rows or my groups, and 7 pieces of candy in each bag or on each row. Write and solve a multiplication sentence. Well, I have 2 rows with 7 in each, which gives me 14. Use the commutative property to write and solve a different multiplication equation. Order doesn't matter. I can switch the factors, and 7 times 2 would also give me 14. We can also show that by drawing an array to represent this new multiplication sentence.